Hello, YouTubers. How are you? Think today I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to be using the Native Spirit Tarot deck. Show you I do use. Let's see. I'm getting a lot of glare here. How to use tarot just intuitively, and that's usually what I do. I mean, of course, you want to go through and read the book and see their interpretation, but it's important that that first feeling of what comes out right when doing a tarot reading um, is important. Like taking that first intuitive, whether it's a thought or a vision. And these cards are usually they're really good for that. So I'll kind of take you through them and I'll show you as we go. But we're going to do some free readings. So just some probably one card readings, maybe some 3 card readings. But I'm just going to kind of show you how we do it or how I do it. And hopefully, you out there that do tarot cards are interested in it. Hopefully this helps you. But I will be using the Native Spirit deck by Denise Lynn. These were gifted to actually my wife from Lynn McLaren on Facebook. She's also a light worker and healer, and she's a healer in her real profession too. She's a nurse, so yeah, we should have fun. I've been doing readings with these, and they've been really good. Like just kind of using them as a guide, but not really. The messages come through. Just kind of helps the messages come through a little bit clearer, and you can kind of look at the story. And that's the whole thing when you have a layout. With tarot readings, you want to see, kind of have something where you can play. You can do it your own way, but have your past, present, and future, or whatever you're looking into. If you're looking into like soulmate type of connections, you usually want to do 1 or 2 cards, a card for you and a card for the other person, and see how those two match, and then maybe an outcome. So 3 card reading, you can do it whatever way you want to. I think what's most important is that you're comfortable and confident with it. So, working with certain decks, I mean, you can buy a tarot deck. I've bought tarot decks and I'm like, just don't really, or I've had gifts and I like them. I'm appreciative of them, but they don't really call to me, right? They don't really vibrate or resonate with me. And these Native Spirit cards really did. So I'm going to be showing you the pictures. They're really cool. And just kind of reading for everybody or as many people as I can. And if you would like to schedule a reading with me, go to www.psychicshaman333.com. I know that's probably a little too long, but it is here on the top, just right above my head. So if you do want to schedule a reading, go there. There is a discount if you type in third eye 3 RDEYE, all the letters in caps, so all of them capital letters. When you type that in, after you choose a session or a package, you want, and there are healings in there. There's light body activations, and then there's just psychic readings, medium readings. You can go ahead and schedule from there. Add and check out that coupon code, and you can get 25% off any service that I have. So all services. So anyway, please share this if you just got here, or if you've been here for a little bit. Please share this out. Really working on the YouTube channel, trying to grow that a little bit now. So please, if you can, support the channel and share, like this, and hit the bell for notifications and subscribe. Let me see here. That's asking me. I'm moderating from here, so. Do I have any messages for you? So we're going to be, hey, McKelly. It's my daughter, Mikkel. She's very psychic as well. Takes after her dad that way. How do you share? Just right here, if you push, like, see the little arrow where it says share, like take the chat down. There should be an arrow right underneath the live stream that says share. And you can push that, and then you can share it wherever. It usually asks you, like right now I'm doing it. You just push like this little arrow. I don't know if you can, you can't see that because of the glare. But it'll ask you to share, either on Facebook or any app that you have. So it's not that hard. Anyway, it's just the first time you do it, I know it can get a little confusing. But please like this. Please. I know there's 8 watching now. So please like it if this is resonating. If you'd like a reading, show a little love, please. I'm just starting. I'm just a baby on YouTube. So, trying to get get more viewers. So anyway, who's first here? I'm going to be using the deck and doing tarot readings today. They're intuitive, so I'll still be using my psychic abilities for sure. Let me see here. Where is my chat? See, now I'm having a problem going back to my chat. Oh, live, where it says live chat, see? It's me, Tammy. Oh, Tammy Kuba? All right. Let's see here. Yeah, me too. So does anybody have a question for the tarot deck? Anybody want a card? Okay, we'll do Tammy's first. So I want you to just focus on more on just kind of emptying the mind, and allowing whatever to come through. If you want, it's just a general message. So just kind of, trying to focus on, not really a question, just focus on what spirit wants you to know. All right, you pulled Grandfather Sky. Let's see. Then a beautiful card. Hold on a second. Let me see. Get the glare out of there. It's the camera, so I got to do it. All right, so Grandfather Sky. Basically, what I see in this card is I see really kind of coming to a point of change, a point of kind of making like a step forward or taking a step forward, moving into a new kind of, that's the word. Like you're moving in, like you're hitting a milestone, right? So you're moving into more of the elder now. The elder, the one who, and when I say elder, I don't mean old. I mean, I just mean you have that wisdom to kind of share with others. You have good advice to give others, but you are taking more of that matriarchal role, right? Within your friends, with your family. I feel like that's kind of where things are going. So being more of that, that grandmother spirit, right? Embracing that, embracing your age, embracing your growth and where you're at this point, what you've gone through, really kind of taking, I think you've taken probably the last month to kind of self-reflect on a lot of things, which a lot of us have. So the Grandfather Sky card is basically telling you are at a really good time in your life. You're like at this place where you could kind of turn everything to gold if you're willing, and if you accept that role. You can kind of have, develop a golden touch when it comes to manifestations. So that is your card. So let's see here. Anybody? Let's see who's next. I hope you liked that reading. Yeah, these are beautiful cards. They really resonated with me. So I'm getting up there. Yes. No, but really accepting who you are. I mean, and loving that. It's important to embrace that change, right? And what you have ascended to. You are ascending. You're not degrading. You're ascending. So this is what it takes to reach those levels. It does, unfortunately, a lot of the time take us aging. Mikkel says, "I'll take one." All right, Mikkel. You sure it's coming from your dad? So it might just come as advice from your dad. All right, we'll give Mikkel one here. Looks like we'll be able to get everybody too so far. We got 11 watching right now. Good. It's growing a little bit. It's going to come across as dad's advice because it will anyway. Because it is dad's advice. Let's see here. All right, Kels. You got a Sacred Mountain card. And that is basically telling you, and what I see is creating your sacred space wherever you're at. You're building your own castle, right, so to speak. So it's important that you keep that sacred space It's important that you continue to make it even more sacred and more um, pleasing to you and pleasing to others, and sharing that kind of good juju around, right? You know how to do this, Mikkel. I know you know how to create sacred space to a point where it changes the energy in that whole household and for the better. But you remember, I've always called you are the fire starter, like that movie, right? So you can burn it down too. Just be careful of that. Much love. Or I love you, Mikkel. You're my daughter, so of course. Much love to you. All right. So yeah, create that sacred space. It's your turn to decide where you want to take it. And this is coming from your dad. You know what I'm talking about. You can set fires and destroy everything, or you can create a strong foundation. And that's what you're supposed to be doing right now. I think you know that. We've talked about it. Thanks, Cowbells. I mean, that's kind of biased saying, if I'm truly amazing. But I know I am. To you, I'm always amazing, right? Just kidding. But seriously, just kidding. What? Oops. Devoted to design. Could you please pull a card for my career? Yep, we can do that. So I want you to focus on your career right now as I'm shuffling through the cards. We're just going to kind of stop. I start to feel the energy, and if you feel like I need to stop, comment in there to stop shuffling. You want to know about your career. All right. I'm going to stop right there. Get the cards. You got answering the call. So this is answering the call. You see the rainbow. You see the shore and the breaks coming in from the ocean. Let me see if I can get that glare off of there a little bit. Shit, it's probably coming from the computer screen. Yeah, no, I'm not just blocking it up. Hold on, let me see. It's hard to hold things in a camera centered. Right there. So the answering the call is basically when your time comes, you need to be prepared for it. When your time comes to move forward, you need to be prepared to change and to make big changes. This card signifies to me that there is gold, a pot of gold at the end of that rainbow, if you're willing to take that opportunity as it comes. Because I feel like there's an opportunity that's going to come that you're going to feel like underqualified for. You're not, but fight that feeling. But be willing to kind of jump, take that risk, and learn quick. Because I feel like you're going to be needed, and this does seem to be tied to promoting or pushing you up. So promotion or with more money as well. And I think that this just seems to be something you want to like. I feel like you kind of have an idea where it is or where you're going, but it's not coming completely clear for you because it's not supposed to yet. So more the preparation would just be focusing on what you're doing right now. And when the time comes, you're going to have to act on the fly, right? You're going to have to be a quick learner. And I feel like you are. So utilizing those quick learning skills, answering the call when it comes, because yes, I do feel like career, I do see some movement there coming up in April, May, June. I do see these months being very powerful for career. All right. Did you find some more?
Mm-hmm. Letitia wants to know something in soda sticks.
All right, Letitia, I just answered your question. We can do another card for you, but since you came over and supported, I'm going to try to get some people that I haven't got yet today first. So I will get to you. Please hang in there. Okay, this is for Dextrose, and I've seen you on here a few times, so thank you for being here again. Welcome, as always. Card for your outcome of March. All right, so you want a card. This is for Dextrose. Do you mind giving me your first name? For some reason, I'm being prompted to ask for it. Just your first name. You don't need to give away any more than that. If you, or even that. I mean, I can go without it. Do I have a donate button? Yeah, she can leave the PayPal button. You want to leave that PayPal link, and she'll leave a link, and you can just go right there and add what you want. More of a tip. Jermaine. Okay. Cool. Let's see here. So outcome in March. All right. So you got the Keeper of the South. So as far as I see, this is more of kind of you organizing or planning, hosting. Like, I feel like these are events or get-togethers, or it does seem to be connected to spring. It seems to be connected to warm weather. So as weather gets warmer, I want to say, and it does seem like March, like there does seem to be a good outcome regarding like socially. Like, I'm not quite putting this together, but it just seems like a social contract. That's what I'm getting. And this could be like planning an event or going to an event. The outcome seems to be not, as far as what you're asking the question, it doesn't seem to be an outcome yet. So whatever that outcome you're waiting for seems to be delayed until April. But I do feel like this is like, I feel like there are good moments coming up. So you are kind of hitting like that good peak, or getting close to that peak of just a lot of good things happening. I feel like the next 2 weeks are going to be a little, but toward the middle of March and then and through to the end and into April, things seem to be getting a lot better. Like, I do see good news coming. Relieving news is what it feels like relief, like exhaling. So there does seem to be good relief or good outcome coming up in April. March seems to be, you do seem to be more confident about the outcome, but not quite sure yet. So Spirit Keeper of the South, you've got that energy right now, that warm energy, that almost tropical. It's just like that sunny feeling, right? That if I don't see you traveling anywhere far away, I just feel like the warm weather and the sun is like recharging you. All right. Another one? Your Next Phase in Life by Jenny Rosenberg. Okay. So we'll do you Yanni or Jenny? Is it Jenny or Yanni? I know I've asked you this before. You're welcome. I hope it made sense. I was trying to figure out a couple of certain aspects that I was seeing there, Jermaine, that I couldn't quite. I think we got it enough. Like, I think we got the main interpretation. And we can go into it deeper, but we need to do a reading. More than just a couple of minutes here. Oh, one just fell out. So that's it. All right, so this is for Jenny. Ancient Forest. Taking time to heal. Taking time to give yourself like back to nature and let yourself connect to that pull from the Earth's core. You can feel it. That's grounding, right? You're feeling that energy. You're feeling that gravity pulling you, connecting you to Earth. And also just basically having like a place of solace. Not exactly your sacred space. It can be a sacred space, but it's more of somewhere you go to. You may have to travel to just to kind of gain like a new perspective or reset in a way. So it's not your normal sacred space like you would have at home, right? It seems to be like at the woods or the beach or just really these places where there's big old trees, old places, old spots. I feel like will help you kind of ground a little bit. I think that you're kind of up there. Anxiety's probably spiking at times. You need this place to just kind of let go and ground and feel the gravity, right? For some reason, I'm being stressed, or I can't stress enough to tell you, feeling that pull of the earth, feeling that anchor. It's not a drag. It's not dragging you down. it's keeping you balanced. So ancient forest tells me when I see in that, I mean, and that's a beautiful card. Look at in the ancient forest and the sun shining through. Yeah, see how peaceful that place is? That doesn't need to be that place, but whatever that is to you. The ocean's very old, right? That's kind of old energy. Lakes can be very old. Just being next, like I said, next to trees that are very old. I mean, dare I say, hugging a tree. I'm not one of those people, but I wouldn't, I'd hug a tree. Norma hugs trees. Anyway, so that is the message for you. Thank you very much. And then we want to get back to Letitia, right? I hope you're still on here, Letitia. All right, so focus on your question. Let's see here. Will I move where I'm heading to? You move where you're heading. Okay, so where you're going right now, you must be going there, or you're going to move there. Is that what you're trying to say? Let's go to the bottom here. See if she's still on. Yeah, Humboldt. I wish I was in Humboldt. I know Humboldt for more than just the redwoods. It's famous for more than just the redwoods. But yes, I would love to go to Humboldt County. I'd love to go to the redwoods. That's one place I haven't seen yet. Farthest north I've got in California was Joshua Tree. All right, Letitia. Excuse me. Let's see here. Those split pretty definitively, didn't they? There is your card. Oh, Spirit Keeper of the West as well. So, are you heading west? Like your interpretation is a little different. It is still toward like a good place or a place of happiness. But I'm also kind of being told, beware of like just thinking that you need to make big changes to be happy. Like understand that you have to be happy within. That happiness is created within first. So you can go on vacation to Disneyland, or if you're a kid, or you can go on a cruise, you can go visit a place, and it's awesome. But if you were to live there, it would be different, right? That honeymoon phase wears off. That the shiny kind of wears off a lot of it. So you have to be able to kind of pay attention to what it is that's really more substantial that you can hold on to within that place. Really embracing yourself within the community, within. So there does seem to be a move. There does seem to be a move here, but really immersing yourself into that environment. So there might be a time where once you get there, you may be a little freaked out and like out of, kind of homesick, or not, feeling like you made the wrong choice, which I don't feel like you did. I feel like the direction you're headed and where you want to move is very good. I mean, I feel like it can be a very good thing, but just don't look to see that all the grass is greener on the other side. It's not all greener on the other side, right? There has its downfalls or its downsides too. So really kind of going through the pros and cons before you make that big decision. But I feel like I do still see a move. I see this coming in June, or an opportunity to do it June, July. So there is your card. Spirit Keeper of the West, or the South the West wants to come up a lot.
See, Firefly sent hers in PayPal. Her question in PayPal.
Okay. To my PayPal? Mm-hmm. All right, let me see.
You need to get yourself a donate one on here.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do that yet. Let's see here. Or your question. I didn't see it. I don't see a question in here. Oh, wait. Yes, I do. Okay, I've been waiting for a callback on. Okay, you've been waiting for a callback on a job. You want this job. You see this week or another position. Thank you. Okay. Well, let's see. I'm doing tarot now, so we'll be just doing them through the tarot cards. Let me just shuffle this up a little bit better. Whoop. Oh, you got an interesting one. So you got the peace pipe. And really what I see with that, it seems to be like a lot of like looking over like the next few, whoever you're kind of connecting with right now, as far as opposed to or sorry, in regard to what the question you asked, as far as your job, making these good connections this week, it does seem to be making these good connections, but not. I feel like you're not going to get it this week, but you will in the future, like within 2 or 3 weeks. So this does seem to be a good week, but you want to set the tone properly. So set the tone now, start manifesting what you want. It doesn't specifically need to be the job that you're wanting right now, but what you want in a job and what you know, what you feel comfortable with. And I do feel like this job you will feel more comfortable in, but you are still kind of looking, you're kind of refining your search. Finding a lot of jobs that aren't going to work, but really narrowing it down to some that will. So I feel like you can be a little choosy in this situation, though it doesn't may not feel like it financially. I do feel like you do want to be stay a little bit critical of the jobs you're going to be getting, or that you're going to be applying for, and make sure that it's something you want to stick around with. Because if you get a job that you really don't like the people or the environment and the way they run things, you're not going to last long. You're going to walk out or just not show up again. So anyway, the peace pipe is making connections this week. That seems to be making good impressions, first impressions, not talking too much, allowing them to ask you the questions and you answer as accordingly, not taking over the conversation, right? I don't think you do that very much, but you can tend to do this when you're nervous. So allowing them to ask the questions, answer them articulately, but then stop and let them kind of lead the interview. So you may lead the interview sometimes, huh? Your own interviews? And thank you for that donation. It's more like a tip. And I have to call it a tip because we're not a nonprofit. So I mean, I'm not sure exactly how it works, but I think you have to ask for a tip. Johnny, and I know I will remember that someday, Johnny. Oh, that's cool. Johnny says, I get cleansed from the ocean and the forest is my sanctuary. That's where I get my my energy back. Yep, that is too. Like I feel like you once you ground, you get very centered, very clear headed, and clear hearted. So it kind of does everything. It cleanses those chakras, cleanses everything, gets that light body going again. But it's not something you can just do and then it's gone, right? And you've cured it. It's something we have to do this over and over again, right? And those places, those sacred spaces that we need for that sanctuary change sometimes, a lot of the times actually. That's why it's important that we have that sacred space within us and we can be okay somewhere different when we're not stuck going to the same sanctuary. Sometimes that does, we need a change. It doesn't always help. We need to find another energy center that's a little bit different vibe. But yeah, right now, deep forest, old trees, ocean, old rocks. These things seem to be like very, very, very important for you on a spiritual side. Amy Welch is asking for a card. Yes, you can have a card. And like I said, if you'd like to book a reading, please go to my website. You can do it right now if you'd like. This is a little bit about how I work. The longer readings, we usually go into the tarot readings, just to kind of get more specifics, because sometimes the tarot will give you more specifics or kind of give you a little bit clearer picture. Because as I see things and they're coming in, especially if it's general, I'll get like 3 or 4 different things. I have to just try to pick what seems to be vibrating a little bit higher than everything else. So it's attracting my attention, kind of like finding comments, right? It's like that's kind of how I'm getting messages. Like the way comments are coming through or do come through on Facebook, So when you're general, it takes me a little more time to kind of focus in, and I love doing it. I mean, it's not that I don't like answering the general messages, but usually when you have a direct question, you can go directly to it and right to the source, not waste any time, right? All right, let's see here. You get the spirit of air, Amy. The spirit of air is more like you do, like as much as I told Johnny about really finding that solace in the forest, in the ocean. I think you really, it's about momentum for you. So it's about like really that air, that force of the air pushing you forward. So being able to kind of go with that flow and that momentum and adding to it, right? So helping it, feeding it along the way. You have a lot of momentum behind you right now. I think it's important that you find the direction you want and go for it and start putting your energy into it. And this may be something you're already doing, and you're just getting this. Like this seems like a momentum that's coming because of the actions you already taken. So it's like the cause and effect of the energy you've already put out there. So it does seem to be you're on a fast track right now. So that's very good. It's a very good card. Sandy Delisi. All right, Sandy. Let's see what we got for you here. It's like moderating comments that don't need to be like people's names. And I'm asking for a name and moderated that comment or how I pronounce it. Weird. All right, so this one is for Sandy Delisi. Excuse me. And then I'll pull a card here in a few minutes after I'm done with the personal readings. We'll pull a card for the week for all of us from this Sunday till next Sunday, and then I'll give it on here and do another one. All right, so you got the Wounded Healer. What that seems to be is are you taking enough time to heal yourself? Are you getting rid of the energy from the healing? Like, are you cleansing yourself? It's important that you're not trying to fix something or somebody that isn't really trying to fix themselves. It's important that you keep a good perspective on yourself right now. And that doesn't mean being selfish, but it does mean focusing more on self. You are a very gifted healer. I feel like a lot of hands-on and just your touch, your talk to people, your close proximity with people. You're very good at that. Like you can be around somebody and heal them. And I think because you know this, you try to heal people that do need the healing, but they don't want it yet. Right. That's where I feel like you need to really discern and make sure that you are not putting a lot of energy into somebody that is not really putting much energy back or into themselves. So I think it's a time for you to start healing yourself, look within, take stock, and really reflect on where you're at right now and the connections you have, and making sure that you're putting energy, or the energy that you're putting out is being reciprocated in some way or another, in a positive way. So I hope that makes sense. It's a very beautiful card too. Let's see if I can get it out of the light. Yeah, there we go. Very cool. It's like sand falling. It's like the view from a cave looking out in the desert, and the sand is falling into the cave. Pretty cool. These are very cool illustrations. All right, guys, we're going to do one card for all of us for the week. Just kind of a general message for all of us. And I will be back on. Hopefully, I'm going to start doing some stuff during the week now. So try to stay on YouTube, do it, maybe one or two more on Facebook and YouTube. So they won't all be free reading ones. And I'm going to try to do some mentoring and teaching as well, which the readings usually do that too, but just kind of a little more specific on certain topics. So thank you all for being here. I know I see some people that have been on here that followed me from Facebook, and I am very grateful, and some that are just specifically on YouTube. And thank you very much. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for supporting. This is the message for the week for all of us. And if you're Pisces, it's even extra special for you, or more specific. I'm Pisces, so I get to be part of this too. My birthday is on the 11th of March, so Hello to all your Pisces out there. Much love to all of you. Much love to all of you, every one of you, no matter what sign you are. All right, the card is the Dream Traveler. What I see in that one is a lot of, yeah, I mean, really, it's kind of self-explanatory, right? It's really utilizing your daydreams, utilizing your visions this week, and your clairsentience and your clairvoyance, using your foresight, right? Being able to kind of see ahead right now, and you can use this for fun. I mean, use this for self exploration, and we've been talking about a lot about working on self. We can do this through our meditations. We can do the astral projections. We can do the lucid dreaming, right? Where they say if you're lucid dreaming, I haven't tried this yet, but I do. I do know that if you ask for it, you write it down, it makes it even stronger. It may take like a week of being consistent with it, but where you're actually lucid during a dream, you know that you're dreaming, and from there you can gain a lot of knowledge and remember it when you wake up. So this, and you can also do this with astral projection. You can also do this with remote viewing. There's not much of a difference between the two. I think they're just two different terminology. But this is the Dream Traveler. This is basically what all of us need to really focus on, paying attention to our imagination and the inspiration that comes in this week, and really holding on to that, harnessing that energy and bringing it to fruition in this world. That's how it works. It starts within the mind, kind of like the movie The Matrix, right? Where they can download all this stuff into this like empty place. That's kind of what you're doing. You're doing this with your mind. You're allowing the collective to come in. So that inspiration, which is coming from that, it's not an outer source. It's all, you're connected to all of it, but it's, you only can go within to gain that information. So anyway, that is the Dream Traveler. That's where we'll end today. Thank you all. Have a great week. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next week, or maybe even in a couple of days. We'll see how things work out. But much love to all of you. Have a great week.